jumping stuff. You know, like on that plane, the plane's going down, throw things out the window. What about the two U's, the U singular and the U plural? Throw the U singular out the window. All right. What about masculine, feminine, neuters? We don't need those. What about accusative? We don't have any of that. We just dumped it. So English is very simple in its basic level. I want to go to toilet and then eat soup in station. Toilet there, station there, soup nearby. It's just easy on that level. Advanced English is very complicated. My mother exploded the distinct, retractable sensibilities of the nonagenarian diktats that had reduced the sublime to the inevitable by their consequences. Now, that's a very hard line in English, yeah, which is very rarely heard. Very complicated. Doesn't mean it. Anyway, now the Romans all died in a chariot crash when windscreen wipers stopped working on their chariot. And they were on the Appian Way, just where it meets Watling Street. And then we went into the Dark Ages, and the I can't see for ages, and then the Middle Ages, and then the medieval period, and then the medi-good period. And then the Renaissance, and then there was the Enlightenment, and the Industrial Revolution. And in the 1800s, the United Kingdom was going crazy. Charles Darwin wrote his most famous book, Great Expectations, and things just took off, man. It was great. It was a story of an amoeba called Pip who went to stay at Lady Badcrumble's house and who taught clarinet to kids who were trying to get sexy. Lady Badcrumble, she had a hot daughter who lived with her, who was called Alice, who would eat things, get bigger and smaller. Which really worked great on breasts. And the amoeba called Pip said, "Marry me, Alice, marry me, hot daughter." And Alice went, said, "You can't kill me, I'm a single-celled organization." And she said, "You mean organism?" He says, "No, I have made it, formed sort of cooperative." And Charles Darwin's, and he said, "What do you think of this?" And his wife said, "Charlie, it's shit. It's just a really shit book." Charlie Dickens, I think he's lost it. He says, "I'm not Charlie Dickens. What are you doing in my house?" And Charles Dickens and Charles Darwin lived 2 vowels away from each other in Dictionary Lane, in the Shire, in Middle-earth. Later on in the 1800s, of course, Charles Dickens wrote a very excellent version of Great Expectations. And Charles Darwin wrote his famous book, which was called Monkey, 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 You. Took off. Monkeys were furious about it. A lot of aggro from monkeys. They had a monkey trial. Charlton Heston was put on trial in the monkey trial. He was sentenced to 2 monkey films. The first one was called Monkey Town. Everyone goes to Monkey Town. The second film was called Let's Go Back to Monkey Town and do similar things with similar people. And what happened was evolution. So evolution in Charles Darwin's thing, you can see it clearly with fish. Fish swim in the sea, they're not very evolved. They have no ambition. If you look at a fish's eyes, you can never see ambition. They would never be up there singing ambition. They would never walk on the roof of a house and do ambition. If I was a rich fish. So they just swim in the sea, and that's it. No personality, no humor, no sense of humor, not even a dry sense of humor. It seems when they're swimming along, they're basically going, oh, really? It's easy for you to say. But then there's the mudskipper. The mudskipper's on land. That's a fish on land. And it's not a mudskipper, it's a mud chugger, really, but it says it's a mudskipper. Mudskippers would be much more like this. But it goes on, but it has ambition. If you've ever hold a mudskipper up, it's got ambition. Look in the eyes. You can see Ferrari. Especially if there's a Ferrari parked just behind you. And then the fish fly. We don't even fly. They fly. Somehow, God, who, if you're there, fish fly. Why did you choose fish? What? It doesn't make sense. It's random, baby. Some of them fly. We don't. They do. And they must occasionally land in trees, you know, flying fish, flying along, and stop in a tree. I don't know how they've got legs, but... And then birds will be in trees going, who the fuck are you guys? We're the new fish on the block. And then it would be just like West Side Story, Sharks and the Jets. Ba 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 ba. Fish can't do that, so they go ba ba ba. And the birds with their wings go ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. They watch